Hello, we are live at the Student Experience Center, and I'm with Bailey from ASOSU, and this segment is all about ASOSU and the different members. And so we're starting off with Bailey, and tell us a little bit about yourself and your position with ASOSU.
Yeah, so I am a senior at Oregon State. I'm studying nutrition and health science, but for ASOSU, I do all their promotion and outreach. So my main title is the Executive Director of Promotion and Outreach.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And so, like your day-to-day jobs, what does that entail?
So most of the time, I do a lot. My job is a lot of different things that I do. So I do all the social media posting, so with Facebook and Instagram. Besides that, I worked on a couple of videos that you're actually going to see later, like our It's On Us video. So I got to work with the video studio upstairs, which was really cool. In addition to that, I do our graphics. I work with the graphic design studio in the MU, and we do all of our promotion for any event that we have, whether you see posters or slides in the MU. I do all of that.
Oh my gosh, you're busy. Plus,
yes.
like school, regular school.
Yes, I mean this summer I didn't have school, so this summer it was easy, but.
Yeah, but coming up with school.
Yeah.
So what brought you to student government?
I've had a couple of friends that worked in student government and ASOSU, and they kind of got me into it. But I've always been into student advocacy and social justice issues, and I think that's a lot of what we do, which is really awesome. So there were just opportunities, and then I worked in ASOSU last year, so I was able to kind of see how it worked, and through doing all the volunteer recruitment, I kind of saw how promotion worked and loved it, and it's fun. It's nice to be like a leader on campus. So.
Yeah, for sure. It's very impactful, and you feel like you're like doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is one thing that you are excited to accomplish this year? This is your last year here at OSU,
yes.
right? So what are you looking forward to most?
So ASOSU-wise? Or in general?
Everything, yeah.
So I think ASOSU-wise, I'm most excited for the big campaigns that we're taking on. We've done a lot to work with the voter vote campaign for the national election that's coming up. And we've been doing a ton of work with that, and just being able to promote it all over campus and kind of have transparency with students. I think that's really cool. And I'm most excited to kind of see our bigger projects go through. Like we do a lot of like little things, but I'm excited for students to kind of see more kind of what we're about. We took over the It's On Us campaign, which I know Rachel is going to talk about later, but I think making the student body more aware of those kind of issues and seeing that ASOSU is like doing a lot of great work, because I know in the past we haven't had a lot of transparency, but this year we're very incorporated into campus and all the other student leaders. So I think I'm just excited to work on our big campaigns and make ourselves kind of more known on campus.
That's awesome. I can't wait to see what you guys do this year.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. Again, we are live in the Student Experience Center lobby, and this is Bailey, and we will be back for more. Thank you for watching. Claire Wilding, welcome back. We are on the first floor of the Student Experience Center in the lobby, live. And I have President of ASOSU with me, Rachel Grisham. Thank you for joining me here. And she's going to tell us a little bit about her role as ASOSU President and some things she's working on, how many emails she gets a day, stuff like that. So Rachel, after being elected, and you took office June 1st, what did you work on during the summer? What were your big projects?
Lots of stuff. So we did lots of hiring. We actually created a full branch. So on June 1, it was just myself and the Vice President, Brett Morgan. And successfully, we created a full executive branch with 16 other people, 16 other friends, we call them. So that was a big time commitment. And we've also been working across campus to build relationships and connections so we can work together to create actual change for students. And then a couple of the other more popular things, so to say, that we've done, we lowered our own pay, and we also moved elections from spring term to winter term. So hopefully both of those things will not only give students more money in their pockets, but give our budget more money to work with. So less money going to us, more money going to programs, which we think is more beneficial to students. And then the elections, we think, will make that process a lot more accessible to students.
Okay, so students will be voting for next year's ASOSU president and vice president, like in the winter term instead of spring term.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's cool. Is this the first time that it's ever happened at OSU here? Or?
I can't speak for the entire like 150 years, but it is the first time with our new constitution. So that's like the past like 10 to 15 years. It'll be a significant change for us, which is exciting. More time for transitioning, which everyone loves. So hopefully more efficiency and less mistakes.
Exactly. That's awesome. So your day-to-day life, what are like the challenges or rewarding parts of your job? Like what did you do yesterday or a couple days ago? Like what's your day-to-day job?
Oh gosh. Okay. So do you want me to break that down into 3 parts? Rewards, benefits, or?
Yeah, sure. Or just one full package, however you want to.
Okay. Well, I want to say that I want to first say that my most favorite thing about my job is when I get to interact with students. I see my job as the best way for me to serve students on this campus, and that's really, really personally rewarding. Helping a student achieve their dreams or fix an issue on this campus through access that we have in student government is just phenomenal. It's the best thing ever. Brings such joy to my heart. And that doesn't happen every day. A lot of days, I guess an average day, are usually lots of meetings, which are fun. I mean, eventually they lead to results, so that's good. I guess for example, I can go over yesterday. Okay, so yesterday was a little bit different because it was the first day of classes. And I did go to all my classes.
Whoa,
so
that's good. That's a good start.
Yeah. A lot of people didn't think I would, and I proved them wrong. So I can do both, which is awesome. But yeah, I started off the morning in a meeting with the president of the university, Ed Ray, and his cabinet. So every month we have a president's cabinet meeting, and I'm really honored to be able to sit on it as a student. And then I had some class, some other meetings. The Beaver Community Fair was going on, so I was sticking around there, meeting students, telling them about ASOSU, giving out some free pens. It's always fun.
Free pens are the best.
Oh, yeah. Sending off some emails. It's kind of a normal day as a meeting here and there, and some events and things like that.
So I'm curious as to how many emails you get a day.
Great question. It varies. Less on the weekends, which is nice, but I guess on an average day, probably 25 to 30 a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you just have to respond, and then it keeps going from there.
Yeah.
Well, that's very interesting. So Bailey was talking about earlier the It's On Us campaign, and do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, definitely. So the It's On Us campaign actually just had its second birthday, is what we call it, their anniversary this past Monday. So it's a pretty new national campaign. It was started by the White House, and it is a national campaign to end sexual violence on college campuses. So pretty relevant for Oregon State being a college campus. That issue definitely affects students on our campus and other campuses in this state and in the Pacific Northwest. We find it to be one of our top priorities this year in ASOSU, and luckily we had some great student leaders last year who actually put into policy that the It's On Us campaign would be owned and be in the home of ASOSU. So we have direct ownership over that campaign, which is really awesome. The campaign is all about being a student-led initiative. We really believe that student programs really are the best way to affect change for students. There's this phrase, I think it's somewhere in the SEC, like nothing for us without us. Nothing for us with is not, something like nothing wall. With something being basically what it, sorry, I'm messing this up. Basically what it means is it's not truly for you if you're not being integrated into the process of finding the solution. The solution won't truly echo what your wants are, that kind of thing. And so we truly think that ending this issue will be truly driven by student involvement and student engagement. And so we're really happy to have it in our ASOSU. We think it makes a lot of sense. And we'll be working very closely with everyone who's interested on campus, especially student health services and counseling and psychological services, to create programs and policy change so we can help students on our campus.
That's awesome. And so when does that, I mean, I'm assuming that that's like in progress now, and what are there going to be events throughout the year that students can expect, or I mean, what's that plan?
Yeah, definitely. So traditionally we do huge programming in April, which is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, also known as SAM, with 2 A's. But this year we really want to do a lot more programming throughout the entire year. And so coming up during week 3, we'll have the Fall Week of Action, which a lot of other campuses are doing as well in partnership with the National It's On Us campaign. And then later in April, we'll have the Spring Week of Action. My apologies.
That's okay.
Trying to keep the season straight already, goodness. And then it'll also be followed up with SAM, and the month typically ends with Take Back the Night, which is a pretty well-known event. So we'll always do that event, but we'll have events going on throughout the entire year, as well as lobbying at the city, state, and federal level for reform on sexual violence as well. So.
That's great. That's really great. So if students are wondering how to get involved with ASOSU and your different projects and activities throughout the year, how do they do that?
Great question. So our website, I know, is in progress, but it will be updated soon. And you can really contact anyone. We all know what everyone else is doing pretty much. And so you can do that, or you can stop by our suite, which is in the 2nd floor of this building, SEC 250, or there are phone numbers listed as well you can contact us for.
Awesome.
Mainly contact our fantastic promotions executive director, Bailey, who is, I think, just on.
Yeah,
so
Bailey
she
was
is a
just
great
on.
point of contact for all of us.
Great. Well, thank you for joining me here, and it's been very informative, and I can't wait to see what ASOSU does this year.
Thank you.
So thank you, Rachel. We are live on the first floor. This is the first floor of the Student Experience Center, and I'm Claire, and this is Rachel Grisham, our ASOSU president. Thank you for watching, and we'll be right back for one more ASOSU member.
Here at Beaver Nation, we are a community.
We help and respect each other.
And it's on us to stop sexual violence.
We have a responsibility
To be an active bystander.
To step in
and stand up.
To make sure a friend,
A colleague.
a classmate,
A teammate.
gets home safe.
When you see something.
Do something.
When you hear something.
Say something.
It's on us.
It's on all of us.
To stop sexual violence.
We're back. I'm Claire Wilding, and this is Jacqueline from ASOSU, and she's here to go over the voters registration card, which is fun. But first, let's find out a little bit more about you, Jacqueline, and your position with ASOSU and what you're studying here at OSU.
Yeah, definitely. So my name's Jacqueline. I'm the Assistant Director of Government Relations for ASOSU. I'm studying Environmental Economics and Policy, and this is my 4th year here.
So you're studying what you're doing and what you plan to do?
Hopefully, we'll see. It's all kind of a toss-up right now, which is totally fine. I'm excited for the future.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you're off to a good start.
Yeah.
So do you want to start by going over the voter registration card, or what students need to know about being registered to vote for this election?
So I would definitely like to start off with explaining why it's important that we vote. It's important that students register to vote because we need to build student power and student voice. When we register students in record number and when students get out and vote in record number, that means a lot to legislators. It shows them that we care and they have to listen to us. It shows that we hold sway. It means that when we demand, tuition freezes, when we demand free textbooks, when we demand tenant protection for our housing, they actually are held accountable to it. And so as students, it's important that we get out and vote because then, our rights are respected and our voices are heard. So it's important that we vote.
Okay. And then and they need to vote in the county that we're in, or that they're like living in even to go to school, not like where they lived with their parents or high school or something like that.
Definitely. I mean, you live here 9 months out of the year. You should have a say in what goes on in Corvallis, Oregon. This is where you live. This is where you sleep. This is our home here at Oregon State.
Great. So do you have anything more to say about the card itself, and where can they get a card to register to vote? Where do they turn it in? Things like that?
Definitely. So going over the card, it looks like it's really scary, but it actually takes probably about 45 seconds. Qualifications, the top 2 bubbles need to be filled in. So yes, you need to be a citizen of the United States, and yes, you need to be at least 17 years old. Next, it just goes into personal information, so things like your name, where you live, your birth date, and stuff like that. We make it really important to emphasize for freshmen that your Oregon residence address is going to be your room number and your hall. And then your mailing address is going to be your mailbox and the complex that it's in. We would just want to make that very clear to all the freshmen because we want to make sure that these new incoming Beavers are registered to vote. Next, you'll need either your Oregon driver's license or the last 4 digits of your Social Security. So if you're out of state, that's fine because you have an Oregon address. And so it's important that you register to vote here because exactly, like, you live here. You should have a say in politics. We don't care who you choose to affiliate yourself with, whether you don't want to be affiliated with any party or if you choose to be affiliated, we just want to make sure that you get out and vote. That's what we care about. Last is signature and date. And so if you haven't registered to vote and you really want to, you can come here to the SEC. ASOSU offices are upstairs. However, OSU PC and the front desk would also be super happy to help you. They've been trained and they are really excited about voter registration. And you can drop off those cards pretty much anywhere at the SEC as well. But we also have some drop boxes going in around campus. So we will keep you updated on where those are located.
Okay, perfect. And where can people find that information? Just the website, the ASOS website?
Yeah, if you ask any of us in the coming days, we'll definitely have more information. And then we're doing class wraps, we're doing group wraps. We're pretty much everywhere on campus at this point. So if you find one of us, we will definitely have all information ready.
So it shouldn't be hard to find information?
No, not at all.
Great. So how can people find out if they are already registered to vote or if they need to register?
Yeah, so you can go visit the Secretary of State's office website and go there and find out if you're registered to vote and if they have the proper information for your address and stuff like that.
Okay, great. Well, do you have anything else to say about voting, or is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Get out and vote because this election, more than anything, whether you're affiliated with any party, this is a big election and it's a tipping point for our nation. And it's important that we have a voice in it, and it's important that students have a voice.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Jacqueline, for joining me.
No, thank you.
And telling everybody about voting and its importance. So
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, we are live from the Student Experience Center lobby, and we will be right back. Thank you.